Hmm. So, you know this thing where you prayed for something and you've been waiting for it for so long that you lose the zeal for your answer. You just stop trying, you just stop expecting, and you shut down. Don't get there. Hey loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in today. My name is Veronica-Zoe and I am an intercessor. So I've been nursing and sharing thoughts about the waiting season and also sharing my personal experiences. When you're waiting for something, you've prayed for it for so long, it's not forthcoming. So you lose all the zeal that you had when you first started praying for that thing, and you just stop trying. You just stop taking steps of faith. For example, probably you're waiting on God for a particular job and you've been praying and applying for such jobs, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm tired of this, I'm not applying anymore. You stop applying, you stop any form of self-development to get you to that job, you just let it go. I'll also use an example of myself where I've wanted to travel for the longest. I want to see the world, I want the exposure of it, and I have lost a lot of opportunities to travel. Countless have been turned down and many others. And at some point, it's possible to get to that place where I'll say, you know what, I'm tired of this, I'm not trying anymore. So I stop applying to events or anything and I just let it go. That's not a good place to be. Or maybe it's marriage and you get to that point where you say, maybe this marriage thing is not for me. I'm not doing it again. I know that the waiting season can really be tough, but kindly do not get to that place where you give up on the expectation. You lose the zeal to try and keep trying. This thing can even make us wait longer. See, there's the fruit of the Spirit that is growing in you as you wait. And that fruit of the Spirit is called patience or long suffering. You know, that fruit of the Spirit that a lot of people don't seem to talk about. You hear love, joy, peace, but there is long suffering. It means what it means, suffering long. So sometimes that fruit of the Spirit is growing in you. And this patience and long suffering doesn't really mean letting go of the expectation. It is actually, your zeal sustained as you continue to wait patiently for it to come to pass. I know there are also this school of thought or that, what you're waiting for, you have to die to it. Yeah, because as you wait, your motives are purified. So it literally means dying to it, like the selfish motive of what you wanted is taken away, and then you are facing this expectation with the right mindset. So yeah, that's the dying part. I'd like to refer to the story of Joseph in the book of Genesis, I think from chapter 39, 40, thereabout. Joseph, the dreamer, like we like to refer him to, had the gift of dreams and interpretation of dreams. And the first time, if we read that scripture very well, he was boastful with it when he saw dreams of himself. He didn't even really have the gift of interpreting rightly, but he was just dreaming. And then imagine that he stopped interpreting dreams because it was this particular gift that put him in trouble. He was sold into slavery by his brothers, got into Potiphar's house, got into prison, and even forgotten in prison even after he exercised the gift of interpretation. Now imagine that Joseph said, I'm not going to dream anymore, or I'm not going to interpret dreams anymore. And then Pharaoh comes by, he says, no, I'm no more about that. I don't interpret dreams anymore, so I'm not interested in that. Imagine that that was what Joseph did. what would have happened to the story that we all learn from now? And if you notice, like I said, the fruit of the Spirit, as you continue in patience, you die to the flesh and your motives are purified as you wait. I'd like to read the scripture in Psalm 105 from verse 17 to 20. It says, I'm reading NKJV. It says, He sent a man before them, Joseph, who was sold as a slave. They hurt his feet with fetters, he was laid in irons. Until the time that his word came to pass, the word of the Lord tested him. See, until the time that his word came to pass, the word of the Lord tested him. So there is a time of waiting for the word to come to pass, and the word will test you. For you to see the physical manifestation of any word, because the word is already done. It's just the physical manifestation we are waiting for. And if you're in a waiting season and there is no word that you have for that season, I think you need to go back to the drawing board. Go get a word for what you're waiting for, because you cannot, if you're waiting for something, it has to be in alignment with God's will. His will is in his word. So if you are waiting for something with no word, to assure you of what you're waiting for, I think you're not waiting rightly. The word tested Joseph. In fact, some translations say the word tested his character. For you to see the physical manifestation of any word, the word will test you. In the parable of the sower in Matthew 13, the word that fell on stony ground sprouted up immediately, but they had not much earth. So when the sun came and scorched the word, they fell up, they withered away. Jesus, interpreting the parable in verse 20, said that those who receive the word on stony ground are the ones who receive the word immediately with joy, but they had not much root. And so when tribulation came because of the word that they received, they got offended and they fell off. So you can see that the word that you receive for anything, for any area of your life that you're waiting for, will be tested. It is not out of place to feel tired when you're in a waiting season, when you're waiting for the physical manifestation of a particular word. Like I said in the previous video, talk to God about it. But don't get to that place where you become offended. The moment you cease to take steps of faith for the word you received in your waiting season, the moment you lose the zeal to even try to continue to pray and wait on God for that expectation, you need to start checking your heart. Offense may be lurking around somewhere there. Keep trying, talk to God, stay in spaces that stir hope in you. Remember, hope maketh alive. Surround yourself, with information of what you're waiting for. It helps you to stay exercised in the word. If you're waiting for a job, continue to read up on it, continue to develop yourself. If you're waiting for marriage, listen to messages, attend events if you need to keep that hope and that expectation alive. But by all means, don't lose hope. Isaac is coming. If you don't know what I mean, go watch my previous video. For the second point, I thought of making a separate video, but then I said, why not add it here? It's still about waiting, right? So I'm going to share. Now I'm talking to folks who the Lord told they were going to start something, probably in ministry, not necessarily church. And when God told you about this, He said, it's not yet time. Just wait while I prepare you for that time. And you waited. Now you've received a leading in your heart. God is nudging you and telling you it's time to start. It's time to launch. But you have become so familiar with waiting and preparation that you've built an altar around it. You are no more interested in launching. You keep saying, there's still a lot to learn. I'm still preparing. I still need to do some things. I still need to get this right. I hope you know that you're beginning to make an idol of preparation. If God says it's time, move. Whatever preparation that you think you still need, it is no more in waiting, it is in the doing. The preparation that you needed before the launch has already been done. The next preparation you will need that you think you need is when you do it. And you're making an idol of preparation, because if you listen to yourself, it's I need to, I still need this, I still need this. You are forgetting that it is the God who sends, that equips, that sponsors what he wants you to do. The Yorubas in Nigeria, if you're not Nigerian, call him Oromonishe Fayati, the one who sends and the one who equips or sponsors the work that he has sent you to do. He asked you to wait and prepare. You've waited, you've prepared to the extent that he deems fit, and now he's saying go, but you still think that there's a lot to do. My dear, go where God has sent you. Launch what he has asked you to do. He is the one that prepares, not you. I hope this video blessed you. I'll be so glad to read your feedback, your thoughts in the comment section. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Please like my video, drop a comment to help me push it on the YouTube algorithm. If you need someone to pray with you, to join their faith with you, there's a link to a Google form in the description. It is very confidential. I don't need to know as much as your name. Just share your prayer points and I will keep you in my prayers. If you would like to contact me for any reason, the link to my Instagram is there. You can send me a DM on Instagram, or you can send a mail to joiningmyfaithwithyours@gmail.com. Now, if you're watching this video on waiting for the first time and you have not seen the previous video, I recommend that you go see it. It will help you understand this second part better. And if you're trying to get your walk with God fired up, I recommend this video as well. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Bye bye.